For more, we're joined by Sourabh Gupta, Senior Asian Pacific International Relations Policy Specialist at the Institute for China-America Studies. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Gupta. President Trump said preparations are underway for another summit between North Korea Kim Jong-un. What can we expect the next time the two meet?
I'm hoping the next time the two meet that we have more specifics of how the denuclearization-related agreements are going to be taken forward. They talked about denuclearization in Singapore, but there's really been not real progress on how there's going to be a verifiable schedule of denuclearization. So I'm hoping there'll be more specifics on that front next time around.
Do you think those specifics might actually be released to the public, or are these something that both leaders need to keep to themselves within their own little groups, or does it help to say, to let it out to the public to show that there is a timeline set?
Once they actually meet and have agreements, it's important that it's out in public. It doesn't have to be exceptionally detailed, because the more detail there's going to be more bickering down the line that this commitment wasn't done and that wasn't done. But there needs to be a broad framework with certain provisions listed out there, and I think it's doable. It's certainly doable.
Well, today we were kind of shocked, the whole world, including Mike Pompeo, was sort of taken back with the announcement of Nikki Haley. There's everything we're seeing, he was never kind of given a heads up or warning about this, about her resignation from the UN. How do you think this is going to affect the U.S. and the North Korea talks right now? Does it at all?
Not exactly, I would say. Mike Pompeo is the empowered interlocutor on behalf of President Trump on North Korea. He's been leading that conversation. Yes, Nikki Haley has been fighting hard for sanctions, maintaining the sanctions at the UN, and that will also continue no matter who the successor is. And it will depend on North Korea's actions when those sanctions get removed. But the important part about Nikki Haley was she was the link for Trump with regard to traditional Republican foreign policy. Trump has been pretty anti-mainstream conservatism in his foreign policy, and Nikki Haley was that link who provided that credibility of traditional Republican policy. And now that she has gone and she is going to be leaving, how does that change, or does it at all change Trump administration overall foreign policy? That remains to be seen.
Absolutely. So during an upcoming trip to the Vatican, South Korean President Moon Jae-in will deliver a special message to Pope Francis from Kim Jong-un, inviting him to Pyongyang. What is the significance of this invitation, obviously knowing that there is an atheist country and this is opening up to a new religion, a new faith that they've not been exposed to in the past?
I think there's a lot to look in out here. First of all, in South Korea, there are a lot of Christians. Down the line in North Korea, I would assume there would also be a lot of Christians. In late September, China and the Vatican had a very important provisional accord with regard to the appointments of bishops in China. China also is nominally communist and atheist, but a very productive bargain was worked out. North Korea is at a state, Kim Jong-un is at a state where he is very much being very engaged and open and wants to broaden his relationships. So I think there's a lot in this, and if this can work out well, this can work out well for all sides concerned, including for the Roman Catholic Church.
Okay, so we've seen Kim Jong-un starting to breach out diplomatically. Now we see it in terms of faith. So what is the end game for him with this new approach that he's taking to world policy on the different areas?
The end game for him is really to get the sanctions removed and to be able to create prosperity in North Korea. I'm sure he hopes to be a leader of North Korea for the next 40 years, and he cannot have a successful reign if it is going to be built on economic impoverishment, because it will also have to be built, in that case, built on really authoritarian tendencies. I think he wants to create prosperity, but to do that, he really needs to meet the international community's demands on the denuclearization front. It can be step by step, and he can get concessions, but he will have to do the asymmetric heavy lifting at his end. But I think there is progress and there's potential in this regard.
Absolutely. Thank you for going into more details for us. Have a great night.
You're welcome.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.